will step into the jump circle. Jackson Fields against Brian Itumnu, and we are underway in the finale of the Trojan Turkey tip-off here in Troy. Trojan starting lineup, 7th in a row for Dowd, Marcus Rigsby. Jerry mentioned Miles Rigsby. Connor Way, who handles it on the elbow, and Jackson Fields down low is covered up, and it's stolen away by Adam Bud Clark for Merrimack, and a foul in the backcourt. You see Troy starting lineups, Merrimack as well with Clark, Matt Becht, Devon Savage, Brian Itumnu, and Sean Trumper. Starting lineups presented by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. Foul against the Trojans was on Marcus Rigsby Jr., and the Trojans were able to get it right back without a shot. Passing ahead, Fields was there. Looks like he got a shove in the paint from Itumnu, the big 6'7" junior from Sugar Land, Texas.
Well, that's exactly what happened. They tried to lob it down low, and Itumnu just shoved inside, and he was called for it.
Jackson Fields establishes himself in the paint and throws it away.
Sloppy by both teams early. A steal on each of the possessions so far in this one.
Devon Savage makes the steal for Merrimack. Working inside, this is Clark now to the top, to Itumnu. Left side, Trumper, the British player, puts it up. Wild shot, follows his rebound and pulls it back out for Savage against Miles Rigsby. Almost a steal for his brother. There's a steal for Tatum Connerway, one-on-one versus Becht, and he will get the first points of the contest.
4 possessions total, 2 by each team, and each of them resulted in a steal. This is a run out for Tatum Connerway.
Connerway has had a terrific defensive year. 16 steals right now in his 7th game at 2nd in the Sun Belt.
He and Clark for the Warriors both averaged 2.5 per game.
Inside, hard move at Itumnu, the block by the Trojans, and Clark will get another steal. A little greedy, trying to get it ahead to Jackson Fields. Baseline left, Beck will shovel it down low, and Itumnu will be there to tie it up at 2-2. Itumnu had a double-double on Wednesday against the Roadrunners, 12 and 11 with 4 block shots. Marcus Rigsby Jr.
You see Merrimack employing the press, or not the press, but the zone defense here in the half-court set. Troy hasn't faced much of that.
Outside, Dowd, quick pass right baseline, 5 to shoot for Miles Rigsby. Back to Dowd, jumper on the way. He had a difficult start shooting three-pointers, Jerry. That's only a 24% shooter, and he gives Troy the lead.
Yeah, and he's a better shooter than that, and he drains that one. Nice outside look. They choked Miles Rigsby off in the paint. He just got it back to Dowd in time to get the 3 away.
Dowd defends against Trumper. Bad shot taken by Fields. Troy does not have numbers. Miles Rigsby will back it away. We should see the zone pretty much all day, right, from Merrimack?
Merrimack will employ it. It's very aggressive. Already a couple of steals out of that.
Backdoor cut, and Rigsby goes a little bit too high for Tatum Connerway.
A sloppy play by a Troy team so far in the half-court set. They average almost 17 turnovers a game. Coach Krause is not pleased with that at all, says they've got to clean that up.
Just to give you some perspective, that's the highest number among all Sun Belt teams. Baseline right, catch and shoot. Becht rolls out, no good. Becht is a Division II guy who's been a terrific shooter in his career. He's a grad student now, playing in his final year at Merrimack, out of North Andover, Massachusetts. Spin move, Connerway, blocked with the offhand by Itumnu. He went up with the right hand to block it, got it with the left.
Well, Troy's trying to attack the interior of that zone. You see they get it to Connerway. Mismatch here against Itumnu. He stays with it and blocks it with the offhand there.
13 to shoot for Marcus Rigsby. Inside to his brother Miles. Misses the flip. And it's taken off a hop by Sean Trumper out of Ashford in the UK. Connerway and Clark, that should be a fun matchup. Clark fires inside, quickly on the baseline, a 3-pointer off the mark, long rebound, Trumper. Quickly to the right side. Becht is a shooter. Misses that one. Long rebound comes to Atumnu. Back out to Trumper again.
You can see Bud Clark is the quarterback of this club. He was calling for them to try to get it over to Becht. They finally got it in an open look. He couldn't get it, but another rebound gives him another chance.
Trumper misses from 3. Had a good look from the right wing. Down chases down the rebound. Troy up 3. Connerway deals with that zone to the right side and is kicked out of bounds by Savage. We mentioned the first year for Merrimack in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. They are trailing by 3 here on the road.
Any questions?
How did you become the Capital One Bank guy?
I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
Aren't you in the Hall of Fame?
And didn't you live in space?
What's in your wallet?
Our generation isn't turning away from the world's problems. Watch us fly ahead, rise to every challenge, and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Now through November 30th, get a $110 rebate on passenger tires.
The PFL World Championships. After a season of battles and bruises, all the sacrifices and scars are about to pay off.
One night.
6 belts.
$6 million.
$6 million.
And a legacy.
A legacy that'll last forever.
That belt.
That title.
That million is mine.
It all comes down to this. This is the PFL World Championship.
Troy up 5-2. First media timeout. As we mentioned, Merrimack out of North Andover, Massachusetts. First year in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, which is a step up. They had been in the Northeast Conference. They beat Vermont in the opener, but they've lost 6 in a row since then. Scott Cross going to try and employ a little depth advantage here out of the media timeout.
Yeah, I don't think he's very happy with the play of the starting unit as far as the way they've possessed and not protected the basketball. He subs out 4 in that timeout.
Theo Sang along with Cooper Campbell handling the basketball. Left side, Victor Valdez. Miles Rigsby still in the game. Gerald Bellamy in it a big for Jackson Fields. Here's Valdez, shows the basketball. Little flip is off the mark over at Tumnu, and it's cleared by Trumper for the Warriors. Well, Merrimack has started out 0 of 4 from three-point range. Jerry, there are 355 members in Division I in men's basketball. Merrimack has opened 351st in three-point percentage at 23%. Trumper operates against Sang, jump stop. Clark has a good look, trying to close out as Miles Rigsby, but he's too late, and Bud Clark will make you pay.
He's only 2 for 10 coming into the game from three-point range, but you can't give him that wide open of a look. He thought about going inside, realized he was totally uncovered, stepped back behind the line and nailed it.
5-5 score. Clark is out of Philly. He's 6 feet tall, cat quick. There's Sang down low. They wall up down there at Tumnu. Terrific defender, skips it to the top. Rigsby under a ball fake. Will feed it to Valdez, baseline tray. Nope. Bellamy had the rebound, stripped by Clark, but right to Rigsby in a new 20-second clock. Valdez operates in the lane. Behind the back to Sang for 3. Pretty.
Wow. What an assist. Pinned on the baseline. Valdez goes behind the back and finds Sang in the corner for the 3.
Deflected by Campbell. Settles in with Trumper. Now Becht. Trumper gets it back against Sang. Switching on Savage. Sang now. Triple on the way from Devon Savage. Got it. Well, they've hit their last 2.
Well, he gets up a volume. He was 9 for 45. 45 by far the most three-pointers taken by the Warriors, but he nails the first one here.
8-8, 13-34, first half. Freshman Cooper Campbell sliding over nicely as Clark defensively. 16 on the shot clock. They believe in that zone. They're physical with it. There's Rigsby missing a scoop shot taken by Sean Trumper. Now Becht at corner court. Trumper at the top against Bellamy. Nice move inside, layup, yes.
That's a nice move by the big man. Just a little jab step and then right up the crease.
But Bellamy bought that jab step big time. Merrimack has their first lead. Nope, their second. Valdez, another behind the back pass. Bellamy wasn't expecting it. Trying to save it in is Sang, but it comes to Becht of the Warriors. Savage blows by Valdez. Now here's Clark in the key. Trumper pushes up a three. No. And Sang is there at 6'9" to grab it.
Trumper 3 of 10 before that three-pointer. Doesn't mind stepping out and taking that shot.
Big player. He goes 6'7". Campbell can shoot it. Clark right on him though.
Troy's got inside the zone a little bit, but the back part of that zone really stepping up with good defense.
Offensive rebound. Valdez on the Sang miss. Thinking about it, Campbell. Rigsby with 16, showing some patience. Campbell drives inside. That's Bellamy, and he'll get blocked. Loose on the floor to Trumper. In a 10-8 Merrimack game, the Warriors have the basketball.
They're letting them play right now. A lot of contact, no foul call.
Boy, on Wednesday, Merrimack got off to a really bad start against UTSA. Becht gets a nice roll. All of a sudden, one of the poorest three-point shooting teams in the country cannot miss. They have hit 3 of their last 4 from the arc.
They only average 5 made per game.
Campbell, Rigsby in the key. Victor Valdez, a sophomore. Lob goes to Bellamy. Bellamy will go to the line as we go to break. 11:18 showing first half clock. Merrimack leading here early, 13-8 at Troy.
Hey! Alabama has a hands-free driving law, which means you can't hold your mobile phone while you drive. And you can only use a single finger or swipe to answer a call. And you can't send or read a text message or watch or record video. It's a part of Alabama's Code of the Road, and knowing it helps you follow it. You can check out the law at drivesafealabama.org.
When we get home, right?
Right.
At Guardian, we believe in the power of connections. Our team strives to foster these connections daily by working together, sharing experiences, and gaining a deeper understanding of your financial needs. By offering comprehensive tools and unwavering support, we are committed to achieving your goals and empowering you along your financial journey with compassion and dedication. We are your trusted partner in building a brighter future, one connection at a time. Guardian Credit Union, where you belong.
Let's take a look here. Trojan defense a little late on Clark, hits a three. There's a nice penetration by Trumper to get a bucket. It's an 8-0 run for Merrimack. You may remember Merrimack, we told you they had a bad start on Wednesday here against UTSA. They trailed 20-6 with 6:25 gone in the first half. They ended up leading UTSA by 14 points with 3.5 minutes to go, but were outscored 18-6 down the stretch, and they dropped it late here against UTSA. Couple of bad defensive stretches for them, really cooked them on Wednesday. Bellamy hits the first of 2 on the foul from Devon Savage.
Yeah, that's where the course of the season is going to be tough on them. Their depth not nearly what, say, the Trojans have today. They can't go nearly as deep.
Bellamy good on both. He's been a revelation, hasn't he?
He really has. He's come on, just had a big game against USTA on Monday night and has picked back up. He's given really good minutes off the bench for Coach Cross.
Had 15 points in 21 minutes Monday against the Road Runners. That breaks an 8-0 run for the Merrimack Warriors. Into the game, Ty Dorsett, a 6'3" freshman from New Jersey. Also into the game, Armandus Plantauskas, who handles it here. Dribble handoff, Trumper against Dowd, who has returned. Spins inside, left-handed, nicely done. Sean Trumper, he's got 4. It's back to a 5-point game. Trojans have their starters back in. I suppose the message was received.
With the exception of Carrington Keel, who's in the game.
Yeah, he's in the game for Connerway. Inside, that's Jackson Fields. Little short on the bank shot jump hook against Plantauskas. Now Clark versus Marcus Rigsby. And he'll throw it into Dowd. Dowd had cut off the passing lane, takes him coast to coast. Well done, Dowd gets his second bucket. He's got 5.
Active hands all up and down the lineup for Troy. That time Dowd just tapped it around, controlled it. Nobody rotated over. He was matched up against Bud Clark and easily wins that one-on-one matchup.
At the top, Dorsett, averaging 3 points a game, gets free, layup, no, and they're going to call a foul for Connerway. No, the foul will be against Keel. Here's the steal from Dowd. Watch the help side.
Yeah, just taps it around and watch. Nobody rotates over, no big, so he's matched up against Clark, just uses the size to his advantage.
2 free throws coming up for Ty Dorsett. He's out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey. In all 5 of his free throw tries on Wednesday in 16 minutes. Those were his only points were for the line, and he misses the first. Key stretch here early. Bud Clark, the leading scorer, is out. In his place is Malik Edmead at guard. Still a 3-point game midway through the first half. And Dorsett is on the mark with his second. Trojans have Marcus Rigsby, Dowd, Fields. Connerway is back in, by the way, for Miles Rigsby. And Carrington Keel. Connerway attacks, and he'll spin it over the front lip. And there's the whistle to send him to the line. How many times have we seen just this, Jerry?
Gets inside. He doesn't mind going up against the big guys as he did there against the Tumnu, and draws Tumnu's second foul.
That could be big. Tumnu is their rim protector. He had 4 blocks on Wednesday. Last year, Northeastern Conference most improved player at Tumnu. We have to make a decision on him soon. And one well off the mark. Rebound taken by the 6'7" junior from Sugar Land, Texas, Brian Tumnu. Merrimack with the basketball, leading by 2, and Edmead running things instead of Bud Clark. Trumper, white ring dribble to the top of Tumnu, a 3, yes! That's only his second made triple of the year. 5-point game again. All of a sudden, Merrimack finding it difficult to miss. And there's going to be a foul. They're trying to go through the screen. Here's the 3.
Yeah, nobody comes out, and Tumnu just stands there and drains it, and then a foul with, I think that's going to go against Dorsett, who was trying to plow through the screen set by Jackson Fields.
Fields was well out on the floor to screen Dorsett. That's his first, and the team's 4th. Carrington Keel off the weave, gives it to Marcus Rigsby. Nicely inside to Dowd, dumps it down low to Fields, and he has it stolen away on a beautiful strip by Savage. Did everything but close it out. Savage was right there to slap it away. And there's a steal for Keel. And he'll lay it up and miss it. There's Dowd, though, with the offensive rebound. Marcus Rigsby will slam it in, but
foul called ahead of that, maybe on Dowd. We're going to look at it here, I think, to see what happened. Dowd followed up with the offensive rebound and then committed a foul somewhere, I believe, after that.
We'll call it a turnover on down, not a foul. See, we can see what happened. Keel just misses it, down gets it. And a foot on the baseline, that's all that it was. Coming back the other way, a miss in tight for Edmeade, and Troy back with it, down 5. Connerway against Edmeade. How in the world? How in the world? He's got 6.
Just threaded the needle, and Troy would like to do a little more of that in transition to keep the Warriors from getting back and getting into that half-court zone defense. Coach Gallo going to take a timeout here with Troy leading at 19-16.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. This weekend only, get a free Whopper Jr. with a $1 purchase, only on the BK app.
The PFL World Championships. After a season of battles and bruises, all the sacrifices and scars are about to pay off.
One night.
6 bells.
$6 million.
$6 million.
And a legacy.
A legacy that'll last forever.
That belt.
That title.
That million is mine.
It all comes down to this. This is the PFL World Championship.
TJ. JJ.
Lateral races. Brutal.
TJ.
It's time to play offense. Turn it up. Whoa, let's cool it, you two.
Mom.
You have to have a dream, a goal. You have to be willing to work for it.
We are not going to stop chasing a dream you can't see.
You look up not giving up in the dictionary, a picture of my wife would be there.
You're one of the strong ones, okay? Just remember that.
You're stronger.
My dad would be so thankful for all of the lives that have been saved.
Merrimack leads here against Troy in Troy. Trojans were a winner against UTSA, 86-72 in the Monday game, and boy, Troy shot the lights out in that one. Troy 55% from three-point range. That's the best in 4 years. And Troy shot 55% overall. Not so much today. Merrimack, they're 1-6 on their stat sheet, Jerry. I don't see it right now.
No, you take a look at their schedule, too. They played a very competitive schedule. They've been in a lot of those ball games. Just haven't been able to secure more than the single win.
Driving the baseline, trying to kick it out. It's stolen by Fields. Here's Rigsby with the left hand. That's Marcus Rigsby. And Troy's within 1. And Bud Clark back in the game.
Troy's last 2 buckets have come in transition ahead of the zone defense being able to be set.
Clark is able to spin out of a trap. Trumper into the paint. Now back to Bud Clark. Baseline move, Edmeade, 2 guards in. Trumper lost it for a moment. Baseline 3, off balance, up on the way. That is Armandus Plintoskas with a 3-pointer. Nothing on the stat sheets making sense right now with Merrimack. They are now 5 of 10 from outside the arc after starting 0 of 4. You do the math. That's 5 of the last 6. Connerway against Plintoskas, blows by him. Now shows the ball against Trumper. Here's Dowd with 9, 7 minutes exactly. Baseline tray, no, that's Rigsby. Tapped by Fields, out, and it's chased down by Malik Edmeade. They're playing Clark off the ball where he waits. Quick touch pass goes to Savage with the distinctive pink shoes. Now Clark with 14 to shoot. Out to get him, Marcus Rigsby Jr. Clark goes to the baseline. A contested 3. That's good by Devon Savage.
Unbelievable. Troy played pretty good defense there, but just a late look there from Clark. Finds Savage in the corner, and another made three. 6 out of the last 7.
They came in at 23% from three-point range. Rigsby against the zone, fires it to Connerway. Behind the back, Jackson Fields will go to the line. A game like this, somebody like Tatum Connerway, preseason second team, he's made to split zones, Jerry.
Yeah, that's his game. He can go in, operate in pressures. You see him there, and has a good ability to find the open man. He finds Fields along the baseline there. Doesn't get the bucket, but does draw the foul.
On Plintoskas, that's his first. A couple of substitutions about to come in for Merrimack. Also a couple for Troy. In addition, Jackson Fields, 77% free throw shooter. He started out in the 80s, and he's fallen off a bit from the line.
Yeah, Troy right now getting no points at all so far from their 2 leading scorers. That's Miles Rigsby and Jackson Fields, who has a chance to get one here if he can make 1 of 2 at the line.
Merrimack by 7. Their largest lead. Second on the way. And Fields is on the board. He averages 10 points a game. Trojans with a showing of backcourt pressure into forecourt. Ty Dorsett. Now it settles into the half court in the hands of Bud Clark. Out of Philadelphia, a sophomore. It's the call from Coach Joe Gallo. 5 to shoot, 1-on-1 versus Miles Rigsby, and he'll put up a wild shot at the horn. How about that? Clark is asking for the foul. He gets a running jump hook to get the lead to 8.
Yeah, Troy got away with one there. Clark hits that one after getting shoved as he's stumbling forward. He puts the shot up, and it gets the roll.
Sang guarded on the baseline by Savage. They'll work around that zone, hoping somebody's not going to rotate over.
You can feel the energy from Merrimack right now from the bench to really exhort those guys on the field, on the court in that zone pressure. This time, though, a zone buster, Miles Rigsby, just knifes between the defense and gets his first bucket.
Trojans have made 5 of their last 7. But Merrimack shooting the eyes out of it now, being very patient now. Clark angles left. Sean Trumper versus Fields. Takes him mid-range, and there to slap it away. Connerway open on the right side. Three-pointer up, and it's on the way. Good for Matt Becht. Becht began his career at Mount St. Mary's, then Southern New Hampshire, where he was terrific. 1,400 points in his Southern New Hampshire career.
7 threes from a team that averages 5 a game.
And the Trojans will throw it away. Connerway slipped at the elbow, tried to tap it to Sang outside, and it goes into the sidelines. 4:17 to go. It's a 9-point game. Back just a catch and shoot.
Yeah, they're moving the ball well, finding the open look, and right now feeling extremely confident with a 3-point shot, as they should.
Cooper Campbell in at guard. Valdez in as well, and there's going to be a stoppage, evidently. Yeah, they didn't get the shot clock cranked. So they'll put it, I believe, at 27. There we go. Dorsett and Clark, Becht and Trumper, along with Savage. On the floor for Merrimack. Sidelines out of bounds against Valdez and Campbell. Sang along with Fields and Miles Rigsby. Clark, a sophomore, against Campbell, a freshman. Becht left side against Sang. And it's knocked away. No, I thought Valdez may have got a hand on it. They threw it past Dorsett into the scorer's table, and Troy gets it back. That's how Troy's going to get back in this game if they do.
Coach Cross not happy at all with what his team offensively has done against this zone.
Yeah, the zone has tied Troy up in knots. trying to get it into a soft spot, which is the high post. Lob in, tough pass. Jackson Fields cannot get it. 3:48 in the first. Merrimack by 9.
At Guardian, we believe in the power of connections. Our team strives to foster these connections daily by working together, sharing experiences, and gaining a deeper understanding of your financial needs. By offering comprehensive tools and unwavering support, we are committed to achieving your goals and empowering you along your financial journey with compassion and dedication. We are your trusted partner in building a brighter future, one connection at a time. Guardian Credit Union, where you belong.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Merrimack has come in, played well. They lead here at Troy by 9, 3:48 in the first. Jerry, you'll see a lot of zone defense in college basketball, obviously, but usually in bits and pieces here and there. For a team that absolutely buys into their zone, Joe Gallo does, they are thoroughly well versed in running that zone over and over and over again. And right now, defensively, quite frankly, they're having an easy time of it.
Yeah, they've pushed Troy to the perimeter for the most part. And what Troy's not doing is turning that defense over. They're not making them move east to west. They've been able to be very stagnant. Therefore, they've been in good position. They do penetrate it here on the inbounds pass, and Miles Rigsby gets his second bucket.
Took it right into the taller player Trumper's chest and gets Troy to within 7, 3:35 to go. Clark blows by Campbell, who stays with him, forces a fall-away jumper. That rolls out. 4 Trojans are around for the rebound. The honors go to Theo Sang, 6'9" senior from Davis, California. Now Campbell out of Puyallup, Washington. Quick pass to Valdez. Valdez in the lane will go to the line. Trumper commits the foul. If you're going up against a 2-3 zone like that, you would think the entry to the high post either way is really the way to get into that zone.
Yeah, they're getting it to the high post. You get a look here as they get it right there inside the high post, and Valdez penetrates, doesn't get the bucket, but draws the foul. But it takes that extra pass. Usually those backline defenders are going to come forward when you get it there, and you've got to get somebody on the baseline to be receptive for the extra pass. First free throw made here by Valdez, his first points.
And quite emphatically, Valdez is the perfect style of player to play that high post on offense against that zone. He's big, he's strong, and he's a terrific passer. And a good free throw shooter. Valdez averages 5.5 points a game. Remember, he had 15 earlier this year at West Georgia. And there's a 5-point game. Jackson Fields kicked the basketball in the backcourt. Clark. Now Valdez will switch and come get him way up. Clark goes by him. Baseline 3, Dorsett, yes. That's Devon Savage, rather. He's got 9. Back to an 8-point game. They just continue to knock down outside shots, and that's a lazy pass by Miles Rigsby and a foul against Beck, who had a terrific jump on that ball. But Campbell's able to corral it, and Beck is guilty of his first.
Good hustle by Cooper here, you'll see, who has it taken away on the pass he was trying to receive. He hustles and gets it back and draws the foul.
Cooper Campbell has shot 2 free throws this year. He's a true freshman out of Phoenix Prep. His hometown is Puyallup, Washington. 2 for 2 this year, and he misses the front end. Rebound comes to Devon Savage, the 6'4 senior, transfer from James Madison. 8-point game. Merrimack with a successful trip can get it to double figures. Clark in amongst the tall trees, splits a double team. He's got 7, and Troy is down 10 here.
Just a little pump fake to knife between the two bigger defenders. He gets it up and in.
Valdez holds it on a hip. Lob down to Sang. Trumper will defend. Sang under the bucket, throws it off of a Warrior defender. Conaway's been the only effective, consistent scorer so far. He's in for Campbell here, which leaves Troy without a true point guard. Plintoskas comes in as Devon Savage takes a break. We may see Valdez at 6'7" run the Troy point in the half court. 2:15 to go in the half. Valdez inside to Rigsby, mishandles it against a double team. Valdez baseline triple. Trumper snatches away the rebound. Ahead is Becht. Reverse layup, yes. Boy, that will drive Scott Cross nuts. 12-point lead for Merrimack College. Dowd about to return off the Troy bench. Popping out is Sang. Nice pass to the weak side, finishing Jackson Fields and one. It's a great look.
What a pass. I mean, just to split that zone defense with a pass to the baseline. Fields finishes strong.
Second foul against Armandus Plintoskas. Sang will sit down as Dowd returns, and Fields will head to the line. 1:40 to go. Warriors have made their last 3 shots. They're shooting 58% after a slow start. Jackson Fields from Missouri City, Texas, out of Elkins High School. He's a junior, and he gets the 3-point trip. Merrimack up 9. Again, they were up 14 with 3:31 to go, and they give up a steal here. That was on Wednesday against UTSA. Ended up losing that game. Boy, they were really aggressive in that zone. Campbell had to fight to get it to Dowd. Campbell, big 3 on the way. No, well off the mark. Taken on a hop by Bud Clark. That's a shot they would take, or they would want. 1:15 to go. Clark crosses over Connerway. Right side, 3-pointer up, and it's good by Devon Savage, who has 12.
He's absolutely on fire, and they are doing a good job working it inside out and getting him open. Troy not rotating back after that extra pass to get that perimeter shooter.
They average 5 3 balls a game. They've got 9 in the half and lead by 12. Campbell with 10 to shoot. Rigsby probes into that zone, and there's a reach on the outside. Let's see.
You see the inside out action we were talking about. They get it to the paint and then find the open shooter on the edge, this time in the corner. Savage has been that guy, and he's made just about everything they've given him an opportunity to shoot.
9 of 14 from 3-point range. Savage also guilty of the foul. That'll send Rigsby. He's got a 1+1 opportunity. Good free throw shooter at 81%. And it's good. Rigsby averages nearly 13 points a game. He's the only Trojan that has scored in double figures in every game. He had 17 to lead the Trojans Wednesday against UTSA. And he grabs them both. 10-point game, about 11 seconds difference in the shot clock and the game clock here, as Clark keeps Cooper on his hip. Drives inside. Baseline Dorsett. He's been deadly from there. Goodness gracious. That's Devon Savage. He's got 15.
Unbelievable the way this kid is shooting the basketball right now.
13-point lead is their largest. Savage, 5 of 6 from three-point range. I can't remember the miss. 10 to shoot for Campbell. To Dowd at the elbow. Steps back with 5. Pass inside. Connerway. And that's the first half. Holy smokes, Merrimack. I'm surprised the lights are working. They didn't. No change either. Matt Becht. Bud Clark. No surprise, Devon Savage is out there. Etumnu missed some time with some foul problems. He's in there in the post, along with Sean Trumper, the two bigs. They've got it in the lead.
A little bit of a change here defensively for Troy. They've got Marcus Rigsby on Bud Clark instead of Tate and Connerway.
Fields with a blocking foul. Bud Clark trying to penetrate. Fields, let's see if he was moving his feet. Yeah, he just leaned in. If he had stayed stationary, I think that would have been a turnover. But he was just leaning. It's a Merrimack team that is only just eligible last year for any Division I postseason. They've just gone through the 4-year transition from Division II. Well, they've been a terrific team. Coach Gallo has won 144 games in 9 years at his alma mater. It's a program that knows how to win. They're up 11. Quickly to Clark against Connerway. They clear out the left side. Here comes help. Now somebody's open. In this instance, it's Etumnu who missed the shot of the horn. Rebound taken by Dowd. That's what the Trojans needed defensively. See how patient they are against this zone. Connerway at the elbow. Spins after faking. Ball fake inside. Here's a cutter. That's down to Jackson Fields. How about that, Jerry? What do you think?
That extra pass. Connerway got the penetration. They did a good job walling up on him. He comes back out to Rigsby, who hands it off to Dowd, who gets the bucket. That extra pass made the difference.
Deficit now below 10 for what that's worth. And there's a ball right through Etumnu. Ahead of everybody, Marcus Rigsby will chase it down and bring it back out on the half court.
He gave Dowd the bucket. He actually had the assist to Connerway.
Yep. Here's Rigsby inside. Powers in, tough in traffic. Couple of early buckets for the Trojans, and they're showing signs.
Yeah, we're seeing that intensity we thought we would see coming out of that Scott Cross halftime locker room. I don't think things were very pleasant in there.
No. Especially the first couple of coats of paint that were on that locker room wall. Here's Clark inside, blocked by Jackson Fields beautifully. Dowd racing against Beck, lost it on the way up. Beck thought he got all ball, but there's the whistle. And the second foul against the grad student from Vienna, Virginia.
And again, Troy gets out quickly after the defensive stand. They get it ahead to Dowd, and he was fouled on the arm as he went up for the shot.
This, for the Trojan fans in attendance here on a Friday afternoon, this looks promising to them. Two shots coming up for Thomas Dowd, a 6'8" sophomore from Dothan, Alabama. And short on the first free throw. Dowd has not gotten off to the best of starts. He's only had one double-figure scoring game. That was in the first road trip of the year, 14 points at New Orleans. Trying to get Troy to within 2 possessions, and he doesn't. Etumnu with the rebound. 7-point game, 2 minutes gone by second half. Clark defended by Rigsby. There's a screen for Etumnu to free Clark up for a jumper, rattles out. He had a good look at it with Rigsby trying to close him out. Now Miles Rigsby. Circles left of the key. Baseline Marcus quickly on him, Sean Trumper. 17 to shoot. Rigsby. Short corner Fields. Wide open. Dowd for a big triple. Wide. High rebound taken by Connerway from Savage. It's a foul on the floor. Wave off the bucket. And it'll go against Merrimack.
It's going to be Savage. That's going to be his third foul. And just not protecting the basketball there by Merrimack. They had the stop. Troy gets the steal, and Conaway gets back to the free throw line.
Where he, so far today, has not shot, but he hits one here. Well, he had shot and missed. That's his first make. And as you might expect, out comes Savage. In is the junior, Armandus Plintoskas, transfer from Northern Illinois. Second free throw is good. Plintoskas is a good shooter, although like virtually everybody else, he hasn't shown it yet. He's still learning their defensive sets in the zone. Troy within 5.
6-0 run by the Trojans out of the locker room.
Merrimack hasn't scored in the first 2.5 minutes of the period. Clark trying to do something about it. Nice help side by Jackson Fields. There's Trumper, and it rolls off the back iron. Nice wall-up defense by Fields, and here comes Troy again. Maybe Gallo calls a timeout here if the Trojans get points on this trip. Going out to get it is Rigsby, high post to Miles Rigsby. He works against Atumnu, puts the shot off the mark. There's Fields, reverse, and he'll go to the free throw line. Much more active, certainly, is Troy. Definitely around the bucket, Jerry.
Yeah, just getting penetration, and you got the guys in there that you want. Conaway's been in there, Miles Rigsby's been in there, and they're really crashing the offensive glass. You see Fields working there, gets hammered inside, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, Jerry, that's Atumnu, and that is 3 on him. 5-point game. Fields rolls his first one in. Atumnu has to sit. And in comes Ty Dorsett, who's a fine player. But this is a small lineup. Plintoskas at 6'4". And now Dorsett at 6'3". Trumper's the tallest out there at 6'7" for the Warriors. Got them both. And here comes Troy. They've outscored Merrimack 8-0 in the first 3 minutes plus. Here's Clark setting up Trumper for a 3. That's off the mark. Rigsby with the rebound. Pass knocked away, taken by Dorsett and tapped out of bounds by Conaway. Dowd got a little impatient, trying to force a pass into the lane.
I think that was Coach Cross's message as he went back. Likes the hustle, but needed a little more patience there. Tried to make a very, very tough pass and ended up turning it over.
Trumper has it stolen away easily by Conaway. No look pass. Jackson Fields with an exclamation.
Wow, an emphatic move there by Tatum Conaway. Gets the steal, directs traffic right at the power tee at midcourt, and then makes an outstanding pass to Fields, who slams it home.
Gallo, the head coach at Merrimack, elects to wait for the under 16 timeout. Trumper hung out to dry. Plintoskas. Trumper looking to get it to Clark against Dowd, who was working to deny. 7 to shoot. Clark against Fields. Short hop, that's Becht, no. Late in the shot clock, and here comes Troy with a chance for a lead. This is Dowd off of his own foot, they'll say. Dowd thought it came off of Plintoskas. Merrimack 43, Troy 42. Stay with us.
Hey! Alabama has a hands-free driving law, which means you can't hold your mobile phone while you drive. And you can only use a single finger or swipe to answer a call. And you can't send or read a text message or watch or record video. It's a part of Alabama's code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. You can check out the law at drivesafealabama.org.
When we get home, right?
Right!
At Guardian, we believe in the power of connections. Our team strives to foster these connections daily by working together, sharing experiences, and gaining a deeper understanding of your financial needs. By offering comprehensive tools and unwavering support, we are committed to achieving your goals and empowering you along your financial journey with compassion and dedication. We are your trusted partner in building a brighter future, one connection at a time. Guardian Credit Union, where you belong.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
To start half number 2, Scott Cross's club has gone on a 10-0 run. Trojans have hit 3 of their 5 shots, out-rebounded Merrimack to this point 7-2. It's a good start on a recipe to get back from that 12-point or that 11-point difference at the break, Jerry.
And that's where the comeback has started with their work on the defensive end, getting the rebounds, playing much better defense on the perimeter. And it has resulted in, as you said, a 10-0 run out of the locker room.
Merrimack has missed all 6 shots they've taken here in the second half. On the outside, Dorsett. Quickly back from Mac Becht. Trojans have a couple of new players in. Gerald Bellamy, Victor Valdez. That 3 by Becht is on the way. It's off the mark, no. Rebound long to Miles Rigsby, a chance for the lead. They double him up, and there's a reach by Clark on the weak side. That's his first. 26 to shoot. On the sideline, out of bounds. At the free throw line, Miles Rigsby operates against Trumper. Nice drop step. That's elementary basketball.
That's why they don't mind getting it to him in the middle, because he can create so much by himself as he did there. Just a nice reverse, goes to the offhand and makes a huge bucket. 12-0 run now.
Finally a bucket for Clark on a mid-range jumper to the right side. Finally a bucket for Merrimack. Their first points of the second half came more than 5 minutes in. 45-44 Warriors. Again, to the elbow. This is Connerway against Trumper. He'll take him to the bucket, kick it away to Rigsby. Now to Marcus Rigsby. Back to the left baseline. Connerway, a 3. Rebound tap to Miles from Marcus. No! Snatches his rebound. Look at the work being done. Bring your lunch bucket, Miles Rigsby. Foul is against Becht, Jerry.
That's just good work there by the Rigsby brothers. He ends up in Miles' hands and misses the first one. Look at him go get it. Puts it up off balance after the foul and gets the and one opportunity.
Becht now with his third foul, joining Etumnu and Devon Savage. Rigsby with a three-point play. And he's got 13. Troy by 2. Becht has to sit with 3 fouls. Already Joe Gallo's thin bench is being stretched. In Becht's place is Malik Edmead out of Deer Park, New York, and the University of Albany. Clark, another fall-away jumper from the baseline. Long rebound, Connerway wanting to press the action. Here's the lob to Miles. No. Rebound tap long, and Rigsby saves it in long, but it's stolen by Adam Clark against Valdez, and a foul will be called out on the floor against the big sophomore Valdez for Troy, his first.
You see Troy creating a little more chaos. It doesn't work out this time. Good hustle by Clark. Probably a good foul in the end by Valdez.
Trojans by 2. Adam Clark, their best player. They call him Bud with an extra D. think that extra D stands for dynamic. Here's a three on the way, well off the mark, no good for Ty Dorsett, who came in shooting 25%. Marcus Rigsby now down low, great entry pass. Bellamy can't finish, gets his own rebound and gets fouled going up. The rebound numbers are really skewed now and getting worse for Merrimack here in the second half.
Yeah, they actually out-rebounded Troy in the first half, but it has been all Troy here in the second half. You see another one here. Bellamy misses, but gets his own rebound and draws the foul.
2 fouls on Trumper now. Trumper at 6'7", Platoskis at 6'4", Edmead at 5'10". Bellamy off the mark on the first free throw. They got to get some size in. So Etumnu comes back in with 3 fouls. Also back in Devon Savage with 3 fouls. As Joe Gallo, I'm not sure it's a calculated risk, Jerry. I'm not sure he just has another choice right now.
I don't think he does. He gets Savage to sit for an extended period there, but now he's got to play with 3 fouls and try to get some offense going for the Warriors.
1 of 2 for Gerald Bellamy. All of his points have come from the line. And Troy will press in the backcourt. Valdez gets a hand on it, gets the steal. Waits for the wash to clear out there. Now against a double team, kicks it out to Rigsby. And he'll take a contested 3. No, Bellamy offensive rebound, knocked to the ground. And that's going to be a foul. If that's a Tumnu, that's a problem. It is, and it is. That's his 4th.
Just aggressive offensive rebounding by the Trojans. The 3 kicks out long, but Bellamy, who's continued to give good work, and you can see he got him with the body there.
Gerald Bellamy has really come on in the last 2 weeks. 6'9" redshirt junior. The redshirt came last year. He's from Phoenix City, Alabama.
Merrimack already over the limit, so Bellamy will shoot 1+.
That's 7 fouls in almost 7 minutes. Earns a bonus. With Etumnu out, they've got to go small. Trumper back in. 1 of 2. Platoskis gets the rebound. Troy by 4. They've outscored Merrimack 17-2 here in the second half. Crossover by Clark. Draws the defenders, and there's going to be a foul. This should be Bellamy. No, it's against Sang. It's his first.
You take a look at that close loss. First, you'll see here Clark getting in there and drawing the foul. He had 28 points in that game against USTA on Wednesday. He got 15 from the line. He can get to the free throw line.
Yeah, he's not a volume shooter from the outside. He gets to the cup and he gets to the line, and there's a throwaway, but it comes directly to Savage off the carom, off of Sang. First bucket in the second half of Devon Savage. He leads everybody with 17, and Merrimack's within 2.
His only bucket that wasn't a three-pointer as well.
Carrington Keel, by the way, redshirt freshman in the game for Troy. Valdez quickly down low. Nice catch and a reverse slam for Gerald Bellamy. Good hands to snag that one because it was coming.
Penetration, extra pass results in a slam for Troy. They figured out how to attack that zone.
Clark, a trap at the wing. Leaves it out of the top for Ty Dorsett, who has to run it down. Trumper to the bucket hard. Now left side toward Platoskis, and he lost it on the dribble. Marcus Rigsby is able to run it down in the corner. Joe Gallo's asking where the whistle is.
I don't blame him for asking that question on that one.
Marcus Rigsby backs it away. Pass to the elbow to Valdez. 3 on the way. Sang, no. And the rebound, Devon Savage. Merrimack trailing by 4. Clark against a much taller player. Backs in against 6'9" Sang, and he'll throw it away against Bellamy, and it's out of bounds off of Platoskis' foot. 11:35 in the second. Trojans up 4 here at home.
Our generation isn't turning away from the world's problems. Watch us fly ahead, rise to every challenge, and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Whopper, Whopper, what's that Whopper? You created these showstoppers, crunchy, saucy, tangy toppers. Can they beat the OG? And BK, have it your way.
you can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Now through November 30th, get a $110 rebate on passenger tires.
Legends say these relics hold a great force, one that could change the course of history. You're messing with powers beyond your control.
Don't you want to know what this is all about?
You're damn right I do.
Do we have more?
I'll check. Punch.
Yeah, I'll get more.
Uncle Carlos, your heartburn.
I'm going to Walgreens.
This is not just your neighborhood Walgreens.
Wild night, wild family.
This is help staying healthy through the holidays. Walgreens.
Troy leading at 51-47. Tomorrow here, right across the walk, it's the football finale for the Troy Trojans. 1 o'clock start time, Troy versus Southern Miss at the Vet. It's senior day. Also Judy Morgan Day at the Vet. Check out tickets at TroyTrojans.com/tickets as the Trojans meet the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Troy basketball on offense trying to build on a very thin 4-point lead. Catch on the outside, Valdez and Rigsby. Now Connerway working with his face towards the bucket against Trumper. 9 to shoot. That's what Valdez will do. Rebound, Gerald Bellamy again, and he'll get fouled on the way up. Trumper couldn't keep him off the offensive glass. That is number 3 on him.
Bellamy just not his scoring as much as his rebounding. He is just clinging the glass on both ends right now and getting to the free throw line.
3 fouls on Sean Trumper. He is the 4th Warrior with 3 fouls. Bellamy to this point, 4 of 7 from the line. Matt Becht back in as Ed Mead takes a seat. Becht is one of those 3 who has 3 fouls. Well, the transfer portal got Merrimack a little bit. Had a solid year last year. Missed them both. Rebound to Trumper. A D2 transfer out of Franklin Pierce College. He was the number 4 scorer in their conference last year. Clark gets past Rigsby to the baseline right. Plintoskas, yes. They needed that. Their first bucket from the arc in the second half gets Merrimack to 51-50. So he thought
10 of 15 in the first half. They've found the shots not as open and not as plentiful here in the second half.
Valdez, we thought he'd run point at 6'7". Lob down low. Bellamy again working against Savage. They have found a recipe here with Gerald Bellamy.
Get it to the middle. Doesn't have to be even on the wing in that paint. And either the defense has got to come to the ball handler or stay low with Bellamy, and they're coming out, and Bellamy's been reaping the benefit.
Trumper leaves it to the top. There's a 3, and that's good for Devon Savage. He's the first to 20, averages 7 points a game, had 15 Wednesday against UTSA. Down low, that's Bellamy, and there's another foul.
I think that's going to be Savage. No, it's going to be on Trumper again. Let's see who they actually called it on. Yeah, it's Trumper, his 4th.
Even at 53-53, that's the 4th foul on Trumper. Merrimack has been outscored 21-10 here in the second half. They got to go get Trumper. Back in comes Tumnu, and he's going to be participating, having 3 fouls on his ledger sheet. Back to the line, Gerald Bellamy. He is 4 of 8 shooting free throws. Came in at 67%. Here's the front end, and it's no good. Secured by Atumnu in a tie game here. 9:42 to go. Troy man-to-man. They'll spread him out. Here comes Clark creating, dishing to the side to Plantauskas. And out of the top to Savage. Atumnu throws it to Plantauskas, I think. 7 to shoot. Plantauskas crosses over Dowd, who's right with him. A step in, a scoop, and a shot. Armandis Plantauskas is averaging a little bit less than 3 points a game. He's got 8, including 5 in the last minute.
Well, they just haven't gone away, and they've retaken the lead. They've weathered the storm by Troy and still very much in it, and Coach Cross going to take a timeout.
Hit their last 5 shots to lead it 55-53 with 9:03 to go.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. This weekend only, get a free Whopper Jr. with a $1 purchase, only on the BK app.
The PFL World Championships. After a season of battles and bruises, all the sacrifices and scars are about to pay off.
One night.
6 belts.
6 belts. $6 million.
$6 million.
And a legacy.
A legacy that'll last forever.
That belt.
That title.
That million is mine. It all comes down to this. This is the PFL World Championship.
TJ. JJ.
Lateral races. Brutal.
TJ.
It's time to play offense. Turn it up. Whoa, let's cool it, you two.
Mom.
You have to have a dream, a goal. You have to be willing to work for it.
We are not going to stop chasing the dream. We cancel.
You look up not giving up in the dictionary, a picture of my wife would be there.
You're one of the strong ones, okay? Just remember that.
You're stronger.
My dad would be so thankful for all of the lives that have been saved.
Is rebounding well. They've got a 26-19 advantage here. They've gotten to the line. 25 free throws shot by Troy to just 2 for Merrimack. Troy's only 15 of those 25 shots. And yet it's Merrimack who's right there in it. They're 2 points up and playing defense here. I'm sure Merrimack coach Joe Gallo pointing out to our refereeing crew the 25 free throws taken by Troy and the 2 by Merrimack. 11 to shoot. Lob down low. Valdez got a little greedy and Plantauskas gobbles it up. Costly turnover for the Trojans. Here comes Merrimack. 8:44 to go. Remember, they had a late collapse on Wednesday to hand the game to UTSA. They're not in any hurry here. Adam Bud Clark by Jackson Fields. Pull-up jumper good. It's a perfect possession.
Yeah, that's always in your pocket. You know Clark can create something even late in the shot clock as he did there.
Double the figures for Clark with 11. 4-point lead for the visitors. Valdez shows the ball. Gets the bucket. Atumnu got in the air, and that should be it for him.
Just a solid ball fake there from Valdez. Got the defender in the air. You'll get a look at it here. He gets penetration with the dribble. Nice subtle ball fake, and he gets Atumnu in the air and fouls him out of the game.
8 minutes and 11 seconds to go without Atumnu, who's averaging just 5 points, but 5 rebounds, and he had 4 blocks in their game against the Roadrunners on Wednesday. Victor Valdez, 6'7", 233, a sophomore from Monterey, Mexico misses the front end.
Well, Troy's had a chance to really get some distance on the Warriors here at the free throw line because of the disparity of attempts, but they haven't made enough to get rid of them because of the three-point shooting of Merrimack.
They've made 15, but they've missed 11. Now here's Clark weaving through, little finger roll, got it. And there's a 4-point lead for Merrimack.
Kid just knows how to score.
Out of Philly. It's not big, 155 pounds, a 6-foot sophomore. But he knows his business. Here's Valdez knifing in. Skip pass goes to Rigsby, lost his footing out low, and there's going to be a foul against Plintoskas. Trying to scramble for it against Valdez, and that's number 4 on Armandus Plintoskas. 7:27 to go. We're in the under 8 media timeout. Merrimack leads Troy 59-55.
Our generation isn't turning away from the world's problems. Watch us fly ahead, rise to every challenge, and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Whopper, Whopper, what's that Whopper? You created these showstoppers, crunchy, saucy, tangy toppers. Can they beat the OG? And BK, have it your way.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Now through November 30th, get a $110 rebate on passenger tires.
Legends say these relics hold a great force, one that could change the course of history.
You're messing with powers beyond your control.
Don't you want to know what this is all about?
You're damn right I do.
Merrimack had, at halftime, an 11-point lead. They missed their first 7 shots in the second half, but subsequently, they've hit 7 of their last 9, Jerry, including their last 6 buckets. And it's because they've been pretty doggone patient offensively, I think.
Yeah, and they've started to go to Clark now. That's their guy. He's got 6 points here already in the second half. He's a guy that they can go to. So if you're Troy, you want to get some distance. Being able to do that means making some of these free throws. They're doing a good job getting to the line, but haven't made a high percentage.
Troy not shooting it well, all in all. Valdez is able to connect on the first. Troy shooting 2 of 12 from outside the arc. Now 16 of 27 from the line to climb to within 2. Valdez drops 2 free throws in and heads to the Troy bench. In comes Marcus Rigsby, and he brings backcourt pressure with him.
Troy now with their starters in there, several of them with some rest, an opportunity to watch the game, get their breath, and back out here for the final 7:20.
Foul trouble for Trumper with 4. Becht and Savage have 3, and Atumnu's already fouled out. Again, they're being patient here, clearing out the floor for Bud Clark. Baseline catch and shoot Becht. And on the weak side, it's taken off the miss by Dowd. Trying to tie or take a lead here, Miles Rigsby against that zone. Marcus Rigsby for the lead, way short. Off a hop to Plintoskas, where they had Becht down court. Plintoskas didn't see him. Now here's Clark spinning against Connerway in the foul. First on Tatum Connerway. And for the Trojans, that is the 4th team foul.
4th team foul, so they can continue to be very aggressive.
6:41 to go. Merrimack in front here. Clark into the key. Backs it away, now back in. Feeds down low, Trumper. Baseline, that is an up and down. Devon Savage traveled with it. Boy, that's a great closeout over in that corner, Jerry.
That's something they weren't doing in the first half, but they closed out there and forced him to try to change the shot. He ends up turning it over with the travel.
The turnover is their 14th. Troy's only turned it over 12 times. They averaged 17, which is way too many. Weaving on the outside, Marcus Rigsby throws to Dowd. Nicely done. Baseline, Conaway, a triple, and the Trojans get the lead.
Only the third three for the Trojans, but that's a big one there to regain the lead.
Only the fifth three of the season for Tatum Conaway. 60-59 Troy at 6 minutes to go. Clark had it tapped away, retrieves it, and shoots over Fields, who didn't get out to get him.
He looked at it, stopped, left him open. You cannot do that.
2-point lead for Merrimack with a terrific answer. And pressure in the backcourt. Joe Gallo coaching his heart out over there on the Warriors sidelines. 5.5 to go. Fields between the rings. Popping out is Conaway. Beck trying to go under a screen. Here's an 8-second possession for Rigsby. Baseline down with 5. Rigsby guarded with 2. Got to take the jumper at the horn. It rattles out. No. And a battle on the rebound try. This will go against Troy. That's going to be Miles Rigsby, and that's his first. It's a big stop for Merrimack to force Troy with a shot late in the clock.
Well, you see it, 3 from Tatum Conaway gives Troy a short-lived lead. They back off of Clark, which was a mistake, and he gets the lead right back.
62-60 for the Merrimack College Warriors. Looking to break a 6-game losing streak. Troy will press. They'll play off the inbounder, Savage. Clark against Marcus Rigsby. 5 minutes to go exactly. And this is what it's looked like down the stretch here. They're bleeding the clock and clearing things out for Bud Clark. Lost it for a moment. Trumper inside, jump stop, and he has it blocked away by Rigsby, but there's the whistle. Make no mistake about it, Adam Clark is controlling the tempo here, controlling the game.
And what they're doing, I mean, it's just a small lead, but they take it down, they get the penetration here, and you see a reach foul called on Miles Rigsby, but they're trying to limit the opportunities that Troy has. They're going to limit their possessions as much as possible, and that means taking the shot clock down every offensive possession.
Trumper, he's got 5. Merrimack's lead is 3. Trumper has also got 9 rebounds and 3 assists. Grad student out of Ashford, UK. Second free throw, no. Battle for the rebound, and Troy almost kicked it. 3-point lead for Merrimack, 4:38 to go. Conaway against the zone. Rigsby shovels it down low inside Fields. Conaway another 3. This one's short, rebounded offensively by Dowd. Spins in against 3. It's short. Conaway can't tap. It's loose. Last touched by Tatum Conaway with 4:18 to go. It'll belong to Merrimack.
They're getting inside. They're getting aggressive on the board, just not been able to finish it. Couple of looks that time and couldn't get them to fall.
Now Merrimack again going to take the shot clock down if they can. Beck in attack court. Dribble handoff. No surprise, it's in Bud Clark's hands. 4 minutes left. Troy down 3. Rigsby guards. Clark, a little head fake. Cuts through with 5. 3 on the way. No good for Devon Savage late in the possession. Jackson Fields, and Plintoskas is in pain. Plintoskas turned an ankle out there on the wing. Fields battling against two, kicks it away to Rigsby for three. Got it, and Plistowskis needs a hand. Yeah. He rolled an ankle out there on the wing. Troy has tied it 63 all. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go on the Rigsby triple.
I wait tables. But last week, I built a field hospital. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. And get access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. This weekend only, get a free Whopper Jr. with a $1 purchase, only on the BK app.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Now through November 30th, get a $110 rebate on passenger tires.
The PFL World Championships. After a season of battles and bruises, all the sacrifices and scars are about to pay off.
One night.
6 belts.
$6 million.
$6 million.
And a legacy.
A legacy that'll last forever. That belt.
That title.
That million is mine.
It all comes down to this. This is the PFL World Championship.
With Jerry Miller, Barry McKnight, 3:30 to go in the second half, 63-63. Troy got a big three. They were playing 4, defending against 5. Plistowskis ended up stepping on Jackson Fields' foot, and he couldn't defend the rest of the possession.
Yeah, you could see stepped on the outer part of the foot, and it just rolled over. He was in great pain just to our right here. Troy continued to play and finished it with a Marcus Rigsby 3 to tie it up, so that was a big possession for the Trojans.
And again, Joe Gallo's done a masterful job of kind of nursing his unit along, playing with a lot of individual fouls. Now Plistowskis is over there on the athletic trainer's table with a little extra tape, or at least trying to get some. 63 all. Here's Adam Clark against Rigsby. Blows by him, kicks it away, extra pass, triple on the way. Savage again. That's exactly what they wanted. He's got 23.
You just can't leave him the way he's shooting right now. They get it to the corner, collapse on the corner, and Beck just kicks it out to Savage, who was wide open for another 3.
Savage is 7 of 9 from outside the arc, and that one was pretty well defended. 12 to shoot inside of 3 minutes, tapped away by Trumper. Rigsby tried a backdoor pass to Jackson Fields. Now Troy inbounds from the sidelines with 8 to shoot. Dowd out. Victor Valdez in for the Trojans. Merrimack trying to close it out. A 3-point lead. It would be their second win of the year. To Conaway with 8. Fields with 5. Dumps it in to Rigsby with 2. Shot up at the horn. No. Gets his offensive rebound and a fresh 20. Kicks it out to Fields. Another chance for Troy. Rigsby drives the baseline against Savage, and a foul called. If it's Savage, that's his 4th.
It'll be Trumper, I think, which will be his 5th if that is the call.
That is 5. What do you think, Jerry? Comes down, cuts off.
It's a tough call. He was walled up pretty good. Maybe they said got there just a hair late, but didn't see much there.
He's not a very happy man. Trumper fouls out with 5 points and 9 rebounds, 3 assists. with 2:31 to go. Trumper is out. Etumnu is out.
Coach Gallo will take his full allotment of time here to substitute for the player that fouled out. He doesn't have a lot of options. He's just giving his guys a little extra rest here.
It'll be Elliott Black in his place. First time we've seen him. Elliott Black is 6'7". He's a junior out of Washington, D.C. He's on the lane line as Rigsby shoots free throws to try to get Troy closer here. "14 points for Miles Rigsby. .231 left. Boy, this place is quiet. Very easily done. Rigsby has a very efficient free throw stroke. Not a lot mechanically that can go wrong with that stroke. 66-65 Merrimack. It'll be Dorsett bringing it up, and they'll call a timeout here to set something up. It's a big possession coming up for Merrimack. 2:23 to go, and they lead it by 1 with the basketball.
You see there Troy electing to put Marcus Rigsby on Bud Clark and try to deny the basketball.
Yeah.
They're just trying to keep it out of his hands.
There's the game reset. 66-65 Merrimack. Each team now has 2 timeouts remaining. Neither team has any fouls to give. Merrimack's committed 10 in the half. Troy's committed 6. And on the event of a jump ball, the possession immediately will be Troy's. Well, it's a big role here for Elliott Black, who has not seen much time at all, if any. He's out there with Devon Savage, who has been the key, along with Dorsett, Bud Clark, and the inbounder Matt Becht. They're running a set play here, the reason for the timeout. Let's see if Troy's able to decipher. Connerway will play the inbounder on the sidelines out of bounds. 22 to shoot. Dorsett against Miles Rigsby. Here it comes to Clark, who wipes his hands on his trousers with 12 to shoot. Rigsby will guard. Clark will control into the lane. Puts up the shot. No. Tapped out long. It comes to Troy. That's Miles Rigsby, and a stop they desperately sought.
Just aggressive work there by Miles Rigsby to keep that possession after the rebound to keep it. They almost lost it.
This is Conaway inside the arc. Rigsby against Becht. 13 to shoot. Miles Rigsby at the free throw line against Black. Lost off the hand or off the foot of Rigsby. Now they're going to check it. May have come off Miles's foot. They're going to check on the baseline.
They will review.
And they're going to review, yeah. Boy, Rigsby was going to take Black, the seldom used defender who's playing because of foul outs by Trumper and Etumnu. But that was a great reach in by the defender.
You see what Troy was trying to do there? They were trying to isolate Miles Rigsby, get him some one-on-one to, if not get the bucket, get back to the line, because he's found the stroke there, and he's the Troy's best scorer at the free throw line.
66-65 Merrimack, 1:42. This is a big review. Shane Land, Kevin Mathis, Hunter Allen, our refereeing crew. It was on the far side of the lane, so I didn't get a really good look. The initial call from the baseline referee was that it was out of bounds off of Merrimack. Let's see if they can. Well, they're going to have somebody else take a look at it over here.
That's the last 100% contact you can say happened, and it came off of the hand of Dorsett, I think.
Maybe a look here now. That's not gonna help us.
Dorsett definitely hit it. They're trying to see, though, is after his touch, did it come off the foot of Miles Rigsby? It's hard to tell for sure.
It really is. And I believe that the call, I saw the call from the baseline referee pointing it as Troy's basketball. Now they're going to, having reviewed, they're going to bring the court together and discuss. And what they're discussing is there anything definitive to overturn the call on the court?
If they go to jump ball, Troy has the possession here.
Here we go. Here's the announcement.
Call stands, Troy's ball.
There's a little FaceTime for Shane Land.
Yeah, I don't think
That's a big call.
We didn't. If they were looking at what we were looking at, I didn't see anything definitive to overturn the call.
Merrimack trying to cling to a 1-point lead with 1:42 to go and break a 6-game losing streak. Dowd comes in. It's Marcus Rigsby who comes out. Troy goes big here with Dowd and Jackson Fields. Valdez lobs it in to Jackson Fields with 6 to shoot. Troy's got to hustle. Conaway with 4. Now here's Dowd, a wing 3. It's an air ball and a shot clock violation. Merrimack has held and now has 93 seconds to try to keep this lead. 1:33 to go. Dowd is back out. Marcus Rigsby is back in with the express assignment of guarding Bud Clark.
And this is where Clark is so deadly because he's going to keep the ball. He is so adept at getting to the free throw line. They'll try to keep the ball in his hands and at worst get him to the line.
He's an 87% free throw shooter, by the way. 15 to shoot. He attacks the bucket. Got it to go. 18 points and a 3-point lead for Merrimack with a little bit more than a minute. What an accomplishment this would be for the Warriors. Rigsby. 10 to shoot. Valdez into the lane. Kicks it out wide, and Conaway wasn't expecting it. There's a turnover with 46 seconds to go. Valdez trying to drive and dish. Conaway to the left of your screen.
Just a very costly turnover. Somebody's going to take a timeout here. Well, they're going to review. They're looking to see here, I think, if perhaps Ty Dorsett touched that one.
46 seconds to go. I'm not sold that he did.
I'm not either.
Merrimack comes in 1-6. They had beaten Vermont in their very first game and had lost 6 in a row, including a late lead on Wednesday. I don't think it touched him.
I don't think he did. I certainly don't see anything to overturn the call. Just a poor pass there from Valdez, who is a good passer, just made a bad choice there.
Really good defense by Elliott Black to get into Valdez and force the errant pass. 46 seconds to go. If the call stands, and we anticipate it is, Merrimack will have the basketball and a 3-point lead. And any points on this trip for Merrimack might just salt this win away for the Warriors.
We'll see how Troy plays it. Good size difference in the shot clock, so they can play it straight up. But any points to the point you were making, Barry, puts it into a 2-possession game, makes it extremely tough. So again, if this stands and it goes Merrimack's way, and it will, that's going to be the final call. We'll get the announcement here.
Call stands, Merrimack ball.
So expect again the ball to be in the hands of Adam Bud Clark for him to try to make a shot as he did last possession or get to the free throw line where he's very good.
Deep in the backcourt to Clark. Becht. Now they got to hurry a little bit. Clark speeds past into forecourt just in time. Now he leaves it with Dorsett for just a moment. Only for a moment. 28 seconds to go. Now 10 seconds on the shot clock.
It'll clear out for him.
giving room for him against Marcus Rigsby. A fall-away jumper. Good look for Bud Clark. Oh, that's a sweet fall-away jumper, a pull-up. And the lead is 5, and Scott Cross spends a timeout here. Another perfect possession down the stretch for Merrimack. Bud Clark goes one-on-one and leaves Rigsby in the back pedal. This is very well done.
Did exactly what they wanted to do. You can't let him get deep penetration. This time he pulls up for the jumper. And wow, held him to 7 in the first half, but 13 now in the second half, and back-to-back here during clutch time. Troy now has got to really accelerate. They've got to have 2 possessions in 16 seconds, so expect them to work something scripted that gets a shot up quick here.
This is why you never compare scores. Go transitive with the scores. Troy was impressive in their win on Monday, win by 14 against UTSA, who ends up winning on Wednesday against Merrimack. Now Merrimack is 15 seconds away from beating the host school on their court with so much adversity going against them in the second half. No Autumno, no Trumper down the stretch. And they lead by 5, 15 seconds left. Quick shot needed here. Connerway to the baseline against Dorsett, feeds it down for a 3. That's what they need. Down's got 8. There's a timeout. 8 seconds to go. 2-point game for Thomas Dowd, his second triple.
Yeah, they just did a good job moving around. Took a little longer than they wanted to, but they ultimately got the open shot in the hands of the guy that they wanted it down. His second 3 today had been held to 5, but that's a big one. So look for Troy to try to deny the inbound pass here and foul immediately if Merrimack gets it in safely.
Scott Cross will send Gerald Bellamy and Carrington Keel to the scorer's table to check in for a little defensive length, I would imagine, and fouls to give.
And I would think what you're trying to do here, the 2 guys that you don't want to foul if you can avoid it is Clark and Becht. You'd love to send somebody else to the free throw line if possible. Probably if they could force it in the hands of Elliott Black is what they would like to do if he is back in the lineup. They'll probably not guard the inbound passer just to deny Clark the basketball as much as possible.
Clark shoots 87% from the line. He hasn't shot free throws today. And Becht is 10 of 11 this season from the line. Becht and Dorsett, Black, Clark, and Devon Savage, who's the game high scorer with 23. On the floor for Merrimack, Troy with the substitutions, Keel and Bellamy, along with the Rigsbys and Tatum Connerway, and they're going to run the 4 verts, as I like to call it, that pass play from the baseline. Trojan fans screaming for a miracle here. 8.5 seconds to go. Merrimack by 2. Troy will play man-to-man defense, press man coverage, and they'll guard everybody off the inbounds. It's Dorsett who runs inbounds, and there's going to be a foul in the backcourt. And that sends them to the line for some really big ones here. 1+1.
It is a 1+1. Troy just needing him to miss one of the 2.
Gerald Bellamy will send Becht to the line. Again, he hasn't shot free throws today, but he is 10 of 11 this year. If he hits them both, Merrimack can celebrate. Becht is from Vienna, Virginia, a 6'4" grad student. 1,400 points in his collegiate career before coming to North Andover. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Becht has 11, and the lead is 3. And that's gonna do it. 4-point game. Fields shoveling it to Rigsby. That 3 is off the mark. Merrimack has done it. The Warriors have a big, big win.